Okay, I'm bored, you're bored, let's get this over with. It's gonna be part two to Whatif Deku was the reincarnation of the Lion's Sin of Pride. Alright, let's pick up after Deku got his acceptance letter, which he's like, duh, of course he did. He's like, it'll be a crime if he didn't make it into 1A. Anyway, the first day just begins, and Deku arrives, saying the door's like, huh. I wonder if Diane is attending this class. And Deku just walks through the door just to see all the future heroes that he's going to be working alongside. Just then, he shows sees him and just runs up to him, saying how amazing he was. And Deku, he is just absorbing all the praise, like, yes, yes, I know. Yes, praise me. Yes, thank you so much. And then Oraka shows up. It's like, oh, hey. Like, oh, yes, Gravity Girl. Yeah, now, where's my reward? It's like, what? Oh, yes, that's right. I did promise you my name if you ended up getting into the hero course, didn't I? Yep. Well, my name is Eska. My name is Izuku Midoriya. And your name just so happens to be. My name is Orako Chaco. And Deku, with a smoothness as he lifts her hand and kisses it, cause her blush like crazy and almost do the Hanata and pull a Hanata, which is fainting out of embarrassment. Everyone sees this and thinking, wow, he is incredibly bold, at least on his first day. Man, I was thinking, I wish that was me. And as Awa, he shows up, telling them shut the fuck up. They do, and the quirk assessment. While in the locker room, everyone actually sees Deku's back, and not only is it super muscular, they actually see the lion tattoo. Kirishima, thinking it is manly as hell, asks about it, which Deku just tells him he has no idea when he got that. He's probably born with it, which causes Kirishima to start crying manly tears of manliness. But then Deku notices Mineta. He's like, what are you doing, young man? Hey, I'm trying to get me a slice of heaven, that's all. Oh, let me help you with that. He's like, really? And Deku picks him up and just slams him into a wall. And over again, and then just drops him. Joe tells everyone what Deku did, and they are very grateful. So they were about to say thank you, but then Deku was already gone. That is after plugging the hole by actually melting the tiles. And you know how I'm going to do this when it comes to Deku. He gets first place on everything, actually matching Oraka's strength. Well, her ball throw score. Next is the heroes versus villains. It's actually going to be Mina and Deku versus Ida and Bakugo. Before it starts, he asks if he knows any way that he could actually beat Deku. Is there any plan that results in us winning? Bakugo's saying maybe if it was nighttime, but no, right? He's unstoppable here. There's no way we can win unless we can actually stall him until the time runs out. Yes, thinking, okay, so he's that strong. You saw what he did in the quirk assessment. He held back during that test. Oh, oh dear. So he's that powerful. Yeah. Whenever I would challenge him, he would just clap me. There was nothing I could do. Okay. Well, Mina and Deku, he's just thinking, Okay, so I'm with the pink one here. Um, what is your name? Mina Ashido. Wow, that's a lovely name. And so, how do you want to do this? What do you mean? I can make this. I can end this quickly, or do you really want to test your skills? Mina saying, end this quickly. Very well. Get on top of my shoulders. Like what? Like, we don't have time for this. He just picks her up and puts her on his shoulders and starts running up to the where Bakugo and Ida are. They have not even began to finish thinking of a plan. As soon as Bakugo sees Deku, he is terrified and is actually thinking about surrendering. But Ida, being the villain he is, at least in this scenario, he actually just walks up to Deku and starts monologuing. Deku actually respecting this, while Ashio is actually laughing her ass off. And Deku follows suit in acting like a hero. At least his version of a hero. Actually pointing a finger at Ida and preparing to fire his version of a death beam. In which Ball goes to say, no, get out of the way! And he actually pushes Ida right before the beam actually could actually, strike him. And the devastation is crazy. That wall is gone. There's nothing left of it. He is thinking, are you crazy? No, I'm being a hero. And sometimes heroes need to make tough decisions for the greater good. And everyone was like, is this guy serious? Anyway, Deku gives Mia the chance to get the bomb. Well, he just pretty much scares the hell out of Bakugo and Ida. And the hero team wins. All the other matches go center to canon except for the one who's on Asho's team. I think lost, I should say, or won. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, it's time for the USJ. Okay, let me see how I can do this one. All right, here, just like in Canada, asking about quirks. Probably he gets to Deku and he just says, "Well, I'm strongest when the sun is at its highest, but I'm my weakest when it's completely gone." Like, explain. And he just pulls up his phone and shows him a video. They see, they end up saying that how his form will change depending on the time of day. This being his base, as it slowly turns into him at his most strong, then slowly going back towards his more weaker form. The only real difference is that not only is his physical strength at its lowest, but he can't even use his fire powers, which interests everyone, especially Shoto. But then Momo actually brings up a good point that technically the sun isn't gone, it's just somewhere else. That if you seem to be connected to the sun itself, why not actually focus on where it is instead of where it isn't? Deku's like, wait, what? Wait, are you saying since the sun is actually still around, I should have some of the revenants or embers that it gave me before? And she says, exactly. Deku's like, oh my god, you are a genius. He just stands up on the bus and gives Momo a hug and a kiss. And everyone is like, dude, do you have no shame? Are you just this bold? Why, why should I feel shameful for doing such a natural act? She actually pretty much helped me get so much more stronger if she's correct. And if this actually works, I will be unstoppable. Pogo here's just like, he just stands up and says, "Damn it, Momo! You probably screwed me! The nighttime was the only time I could have a chance of beating him." She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry? There's no need to be sorry, Miss Yagirozu." And they finally make it to the USJ. Deku being far more confident now because, yeah, if he can actually tap into the sun's power, well, it's nighttime. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be fun. Okay, now you know the whole thing about how quirks are dangerous and yada yada yada. But Deku, he's somewhat listening, somewhat not, because he knows that his power isn't a quirk. It can't be canceled. It can't be taken. None of that. Then he feels something weird going on and proceeds to tell Izawa. Izawa, knowing that this kid isn't one to really, lie or anything, actually proceeds to tell people to evacuate. But it's too late. The portal already opens up and the villains show up. Deku, being so prideful, he just says, "Don't worry, fear not, for I am here." And they're like, "Did he really just quote All Might?" Like, fuck All Might. He seriously, he's nothing compared to me. They're like, "Dude, you are just too much." Like, thank you. And he gets to the bottom of the stairs, and the villains are just like, well, seriously, kid, you really think you're gonna be strong enough to take us on? Oh yes. And let's say he actually has made the axe. He just doesn't really use it for his fire attacks due to the fact that the metal as well as enchantments don't really, you know, work in a place with no magic. And so he draws his axe and swings it, actually creating a shockwave that knocks out at least 75% of the villains. And Shigaraki, knowing that this kid is bad news, sends Nomu in after him. Nomu punches Deku, it does nothing. And punches him again and again and again. He is not just moving, he's not moving an inch. The Nomu is starting to get exhausted after every set of punches. Every combo is trying to lay on Deku. Deku's just taking it. So then he just turns around saying, "Okay, get my back." And everyone's like, "What the hell? What are you?" "I'm the strongest one there is." Q Hulk in the MCU sneezing. It's like, "There is another." Anyway, back to Deku. And since he's gotten tired of the Nomu's nonsense, he catches both of Nomu's arms and proceeds to burn them. And this time, the Nomu's arms don't regenerate. Because think of it like the Hydra that Hercules faced. The only way to really be is when every time he cut off the head, he sets a torch to it and cauterizes the wound. So technically, it won't. So technically, the regeneration wouldn't work. Shigaraki is starting to lose his shit and he's about to tell Kurogiri it's time to go, which Deku's like, no. And he just blasts Kurogiri, knocking him out. Not killing him, but knocking him out unconsciously. And he just proceeds to walk to Shigaraki. And Off One shows up, knowing that, yoo-hoo, that's not good, is it? And he just grabs Shigaraki, but not before Deku actually blasts a sun right at Off One's face. actually killing him. Y'all must be thinking, what the fuck? Did you really just? And then, yes, I did. Oh, yep. Y'all don't know what I'm going to do you? That's right. Don't worry. I got you. Oh, yes, this is going to be fun for me. Yes. I got an idea for this. I've been thinking it up for a while now. So, yeah, I just killed all for one. You, yeah, don't worry. I got plans brewing in my brain. You will love my madness just as I do. Well, you shouldn't love it just as I do because then you'll go crazy too. But still, either way, the villains are defeated. Korigiri is without a master, and the Nomu is flailing around like a fish out of water. When the heroes actually show up, well, at least All Might, since Ia didn't need to even run away to go get him, it does take him longer to get there. But when he finds it out and sees that everything's taken care of, he's like, huh, well, ain't that a bitch? And he sees that Deku's the only one down the stairs, that he's the only one that really did anything. And I was like, oh man, this kid. Thank God he's not a villain. And Deku, he stays to give his statement and everything. And as for the reporters, he just takes the microphone and says, All Might, I am challenging you. I am challenging you for the throne of number one hero. All I can say is keep my seat warm for me. And he gives him the microphone back and walks off like a boss. And I think that is where I should end this one off. Oh, what'd you think? Yes, I did that. I, I've been thinking about what I wanted to do with this one for a while, since part one. And this is what I ended up doing, and I loved what I did. Oh man, I'm gonna try to have as much fun with this as I can. Anyway, I am out. The peace and the love, children.